And we are live. What the fuck up? Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to another episode of the IRWP, the It's Real Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, your boy Ben Goosen, and I'm here with my boy Sage and Mark. What up, Sage?
What up, what up, what up? That sound like Dobby Moria right there coming in hot.
Yeah, you are. Yo, we've been gone for 2 weeks. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the time off. It was not time off from us, but some time off for Thanksgiving, eat all that good stuff. So hopefully you got some off with the family. How was your Thanksgiving? Let's start off that way.
Yeah,
No, Sage, I'm talking to you. You thought I was talking to the fans, right?
We need to check that bandwidth, son, because it's coming up all choppy.
Well, I haven't paid my bill, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's what it is, bro.
I haven't paid this bill in like 6 months because somebody told me net neutrality is going away. So I thought, I'm gonna have to pay for something. That'll be the day. You know when our podcast has made it, when they tell you $5 a month for the It's Real Wrestling Podcast. Hashtag get rid of net neutrality for the IRWP. That's too long of a hashtag.
Nah,
that's the way.
Yeah, it's too long. Y'all keep net neutrality alive. Hashtag net neutrality. Let's go. I had a pretty good Thanksgiving, man. We decided to stay in this time. And, the girls had me cooking. So, I did all the cooking. And I also did all the cleaning. But hey, at the end of the day, got to spend it with family, and that's all that really matters. What about you, Ben Goosen? How was yours?
It was good, chilled. I was surprised. I want to get into something immediately right off the bat. Monday and Tuesday before Thanksgiving, after Survivor Series, I thought we're gonna have some go home shows on Raw, or not go home, but it's the holidays before the next pay long stretch, right? No, we got 6 women who debuted and dig the title of the show this week. We got 6 women from NXT who debuted. Bruh, spoilers, bro. Like, man, wrestling fan and you do not watch wrestling live, like a lot of people, you DVR it. You got to stay your ass off social media. Don't check your texts. Don't check your phone calls. Definitely the Facebook, Instagram. Would you agree with me that if you don't watch wrestling live, still don't touch your phone?
Yeah. It got really, really bad. I mean, I should say it's getting worse than anything else. But yeah, I mean, if you're stuck in the awe, especially after one of the big 4 pay-per-views, which usually, that's when all the good stuff really happens. You've got to train yourself to stay off of social media, like completely, whether it's Instagram or whether it's Twitter, whether it's Facebook or whatever else is out there that I might be missing, because people are excited, but they're too excited and they don't think about anybody else other than being the first. It's kind of like, Reddit. Everybody wants to be the first to comment on something. So, shout out to my haters on Reddit, baby.
Filtering through Reddit. So before we get into this week in wrestling, I don't think we need to go too much into it just because it's already 2 weeks removed. What do you think of Survivor Series?
Forget Survivor Series. Let's talk about the war games, son.
Well, no,
The war
no.
game.
It's the reason I'm starting with Survivor Series wasn't the best, the highlight of that weekend. It was War Games for sure. And I've got my
Yeah.
MVP of that weekend. So
We probably both got it, man. Yo, so collectively, Survivor Series weekend was amazing. To Survivor Series, I absolutely loved everything. I felt like everyone stepped up their game. By far, this is probably the best pay-per-view completely from a main roster standpoint. Um, it was just it concluded a lot of storylines. At the same time, it started new storylines, which was what we were kind of worried about, especially with the fact that it was a dual pay-per-view. So I honestly got to give WWE kudos. They really built up Survivor Series very, very well. Like in hindsight, from the hashtag under siege, to Gender losing the belt to AJ and fighting Brock Lesnar. Like the whole thing was just completely amazing to me, man. I loved it. Good job, guys.
yeah, I thought the highlight of Survivor Series was for sure AJ versus Brock. I didn't think AJ would be able to bring it like that. I thought it would be a 5, 6, probably 7, 8 minute squash, and it was a long match. I thought Brock, say what you want about him, but dude can sell.
Yeah, he can.
He's great in the ring. And it was just a good. We all knew AJ was going to lose, but it was just a good, solid match. No interference. It was a fair loss. I thought that was probably my match of the night, followed up by the New Day. No, I was going to say New Day and the Shield, but the Usos and the Bar. I thought that was an amazing match. The Usos are on a whole nother level. I don't know if and whoever's backstage, I know it's a scripted show, whoever said, you know what, if we turn the Usos heel, I think there's potential there. Not just because they've been faced for so long. Mojo Rawley, we'll talk about that later, but it was just a perfect total divas, and you see they got some swag in their game, so they could pull off the heel gimmick, and they do, and they did, where they're not high flyers anymore, doing very many over the top rope splashes and stuff like that. They super kick the hell out of you for any part of your body. So I love what the Usos are doing. Survivor Series was great. I find it funny that we watched Survivor Series, but the two traditional Survivor Series matches were not the best matches in the night by far. I really liked it. I hope that they do this every year, Raw versus SmackDown, even if there's no Under Siege, just because the unique matchups. Like you heard the crowd pop when we got Shinsuke Nakamura and Finn Balor. There's just so many one-offs that you won't see. Because in the Rumble, Shinsuke may face off against Finn, but it's going to be for a minute and a half before the next entrant, 2 minutes before the next entrant comes in. So I think that they have a lot of cool stuff. It brings a lot of cool aspects. And like I said on the show 2 weeks ago, you're not getting de-pushed by losing the match. Shinsuke is not like, nobody's saying, oh, man, they're crapping on Shinsuke because he got pinned by Braun. No. And so I thought it was a good card. But War Games, I could say, so I took a picture and I watched War Games, and I watched War Games not live, about an hour late, but I watched it from beginning to end with Dabi Amore and one of my other buddies. Feel free to join us on Xbox if you're listening to this. Anytime there's a pay-per-view, Ben Space Goosen on Xbox. Jump into the Xbox party. They're always open. And lo and behold, this is no joke. So for the listeners out there, games. It was in Houston, not far from us. I knew he was going. I had no idea where he was sitting, if he had a sign. I didn't know anything. I just knew he was going. And Dabi Amore, second row, says, "Hey, is this Sage the Mark?" And I see yo ass eating popcorn. Oh, and I said the pick. You talk to me about war games. I'm gonna shut the hell up. I can't talk right now.
You let your point go off, man, because War Games was nothing but absolute greatness, man. Just greatness from through and through. I don't even know where to begin, man. Gotta give shout out first and foremost to Dusty Rhodes, let him rest in power and in peace. You know, they opened up. I don't know if they showed it on the screen, but at the beginning they did not. Okay, so like literally right before the matches all started, they did a little vignette for Dusty Rhodes, which I thought was very fitting considering, you know, that that War Games was, you know, something of his creation while he was down there at WCW. So that was pretty amazing. Morrow was right across from us. I mean, we could directly see him, and we actually were texting, which was pretty cool. And, you know, he responded, which was awesome too. Layout was amazing. It wasn't as packed as I thought it would be, but I'm not surprised compared to Survivor Series. So that
was it at the same stadium as Survivor Series?
It was in the same exact stadium. Yeah, the same exact stadium. Good. And before I get into, like, you know, how I thought about the matches of the night and things like that, the one lesson, especially being that close to the cage, that I really just noticed right off the bat is that the crowd is different. Like there's different levels of marks, and I didn't really notice that until I was that close to the cage. But you know, you've got the marks that you know, just love being there, love doing the chants and things like that. And then you've got like the arrogant asshole marks.
Better than you marks?
Yeah, I know better than you marks, that when someone's chanting one thing, they'll come out and say, "He's not even here," kind of thing. I'm like, dude, like, seriously? Like, it sours the mood. It's like,
I hate that. I know people like that. And every year, you've been to them, with the exception of last year. I have the Royal Rumble party, and I've uninvited people.
Yep.
And for the listeners, every year I have a Royal Rumble party, and there's some bets on the Royal Rumble that Sage and Mark handles. He handles the bookkeeping, the organization of it. We all place some bets on which wrestler's going to win. There's 15, 20 people that show up at this thing. We all pick a wrestler to win, and there's always that guy who's when I show up and I've got the 30th pick, so the trashiest pick of the Royal Rumble. I have pick number 30. I get to pick which wrestler's going to win. 30th. I always pick Doink the Clown, Gavin Nash, like as a joke, and someone's always that doesn't get invited anymore. Is always like, "No, he's not here. I read on the sheets earlier. My friend is backstage. Dave backstage, or this guy is backstage. He's not there." And I'm like, and I've even been to Monday Night Raws before where they're like, "Wait, Sting's coming out tonight." I'm like, what? Bro, why are you trying to ruin? Like, I don't care if you read spoilers. I don't. Do I go up to you and say, Lannister Tyrion thing or whatever on Game of Thrones is dead? Do I go up and tell you on Walking Dead, man, Negan killed Glenn. He killed this person today. Nah, like there's the smart smarky marks who. Those are the people who think they know the business. Those are the people who think, and Smarky Marks, if you're listening, chime in, tell me I'm wrong. I'll apologize in a heartbeat. I don't care. Apology's nothing big to me. I'd appreciate being proved wrong. But those are the people who tell you, "Hey, Sage, if the WWE really wants to get over and increase their stock price, they need to do this."
Yeah, man.
Shut your ass up. You know what to do with a $500 million to $1 billion company. You know how to change the stock price? Then your ass needs to be working with WWE.
Yeah,
Flat out.
instead of buying $300 seats and telling everybody else what they should like and not like.
That's what I'm saying.
It's annoying and it's off-putting, man. But I just try. When I was there, it was me and my little girl. It was there, and I picked up on it pretty quickly. And I love my little girl, man. She was into it, and when the Smarky Marks assholes, that's what I'm gonna call Smarky Mark assholes, man. Uh, when they were like out of line, she would just correct them really, really quickly, and it was great, man.
That's what's
Um,
up. That's what's up. What up to Silky Mel Johnson in the chat? Welcome back, brother. I ain't seen you in a minute.
what
I
up,
went to the shop the
Silk?
other week.
Yeah,
Get my
man. But
haircut
War
and
Games
be
was
out there.
amazing, man. Match of the night. God, this is there was so many close ones, but I think we can all agree that the
Wait. Before you get into it, who was the MVP of the whole entire weekend? And I'm willing to bet me and you might say the same person of the entire weekend, and he had the match of the night on War Games.
dude, I don't even know why I don't even have a shirt, man, because I need it, bro. I just need to. And that Velveteen Dream, baby.
Yo, the Velveteen Dream weekend. I'm telling you, bro.
Dude, before man, let me just mark real quick, man. Just real quick before we dude, when he was walking down the ring with fucking chaps on, bro. Like chaps. And then when he was like when he walked right there, I was like beyond the chaps, and I was like, oh my god, no, he didn't. Like, no, he didn't. And then when he took off the chaps and he had Aleister Black's face on his damn cheeks, bro, I was like, yo, this motherfucker gets it, man. Velveteen Dream, bro.
Dude.
That is my new favorite wrestler.
Yo, so you know he was on Tough Enough. You know his background, right?
And like all I know is he was on some type of reality show, and now that's about it, man. But look, what Goldust was to us back in the day, Velveteen Dream is for this generation right now, and I absolutely love it, man. He's not just great like from a theatric standpoint, but he's also amazing in the ring, man. And that's what you need. That's what wrestling is all about, being and enveloping in that character. And
I agree completely. I think that the Velveteen Dream has got something going on with him, man. Like to me, that's something that is different. And you can get characters. Velveteen Dream stole the weekend. Like the Rick Rude pants, the Rick Rude. He kind of threw his little twist on the Rick Rude, the Rick Rude gimmick, and
yeah, even did
it
the
was
Rude
just
Awakening,
good.
bro.
Yeah, he did the Rude Awakening, and he's like Dabi Amore put it best. For those of y'all, just Google it. But have you seen the movie Mannequin?
Oh god, I love Mannequin, man. Great 80s
He looks like the
classic.
brother from Mannequin. Yeah, he looks like the brother from Mannequin. If y'all ain't seen Mannequin, Google it real quick. It's a great movie, old school movie. Thought Velveteen Dream.
The sunglasses with one of the glasses wasn't actually there or something like that with the dreadlocks.
Yeah, are you talking about the brother in Mannequin?
Mannequin. Oh no, girl, that's not how you're
Loved
supposed to
his
do it.
Dream. It was my first time seeing him wrestle, and Sister Abigail. He hit it. He set it up first during the match. He set up for that Sister Abigail looking move. His finish. Oh man, he's just stealing the Sister Abigail. He's gonna get it on that forward sense. He's just stealing the Sister Abigail. It sure makes sense. But when he Sister Abigail DDT, oh, gimmicks that are so over the top that they can get on for a while. Prime example is Bray Wyatt. Could you imagine the Velveteen Dream? Like his gimmick is mind games. He's comfortable in his own sexuality. Just like Goldust, it's the mind games that he plays. Bray Wyatt is the same thing. He's comfortable in his own swamp cult leader, but it's him not fuck it. It's him not giving a shit that makes him really saying. So yeah, shout outs to Patrick Clark, the Velveteen Dream, highlight of that weekend. So I need your help before we get into Raw and SmackDown this week. More about this than I do. Fill me in on what happened related. So between no, I'll tell you about what I did in a minute. But between Survivor Series and today, the Thanksgiving week, what went on in TNA? Is there something that went on with TNA, Anthem, Jeff Jarrett, Matt Hardy, or something that I don't know about? I don't really get into those dirt sheets.
So and I don't either, but so apparently what happened was Conor McGregor, got into this fight at this pub, and apparently these people that were there, they were like cartel or drug members, and apparently there's like a $910,000 hit on him. Dana White got a hold of that and got a whiff of that and says, "Hey, I don't want anything about that. Like, you out of the UFC, allegedly." So, I mean, that's what Oh, you talking about Anthem. My bad, bro. I thought we were talking about Conor McGregor. My fault, man.
It's more entertaining than whatever goes on with Anthem, for sure.
Yeah, man. On the rails, Anthem dropped the lawsuit against Matt Hardy.
Officially. Is that official or is that like a fanboy?
It's not a fanboy thing. The paperwork for the dismissal, I believe, is like in the hands of the clerk already. So it actually came from someone in the courthouse. So as soon as it's filed, which should be like any day now, it will be legitimately official. That they are dropping the suit. So once that actually happens, that will give Matt the ability to go full throttle. But it was all but confirmed, in the ring on Monday night when Matt basically broke. And then reconfirmed by not just Rebby, but also Senior Benjamin, who hasn't really tweeted since the lawsuit has actually happened. And I'm going to go ahead and translate for you guys what he said in Spanish. He said, "Should I prepare the battlefield?" So
Hardy's been talking in broken character, but is he able to say the word broken? Because that's a key thing.
So Michael Cole said
that one word.
Is Matt Hardy breaking down? So it's damn near official, man. We getting the broken gimmick, man. It was the number one tweeting thing right after he said it. They had the hard mic on him, saying delete, delete, delete. It's about to go down. But the question is it too late? That's the most important question. Is it too late?
You know what I would have loved to see? I would have loved to see them in the WWE. I wish when they bought the Hardys back, I almost wish they would have, because the Hardys, they would have gotten a pop no matter what. I kind of wish that they would have dyed his hair all black or brown or dark brown or whatever color it is, because that little thing right there, that little thing tells you, all right, this is Matt Hardy. This is not broken Matt Hardy. And and then they just treat them like the Hardy Boys, without any broken, without any this, without any that, because it tells you officially, hey, we got a lawsuit going on. I mean, that would have been figured out by the fanboys and the media and everything like that anyways. So we can't use the broken gimmick, but we'll figure something out in the meantime. which apparently from the looks of it is what they did, I think it would have made much more sense because they still have to introduce Broken Matt Hardy to the WWE crowd who doesn't know anything outside of the WWE. So they could have seen him break in the ring. So I do like where they're going with it, how they're kind of slowly but surely showing him break, and then they'll introduce him as broken. So would you introduce him as broken Matt Hardy and continue with Brother Nero when Jeff Hardy heals up? Or did SmackDown make a secret trade somehow that they'll reveal later, and Jeff Hardy's going to be a SmackDown wrestler, and Jeff and Matt both go their singles routes?
I I doubt it, man. I think there's something in their contract that precludes them from going separate ways, which to me I think is the smart thing. Until Matt actually retires, I don't think that
Why do you think
you
that? Why
split
would there
them
be
up.
something in their contract that tells them that they can't split up?
Because I mean, when they travel together, and they like when I say they travel together, I'm talking like Matt, Jeff, King Maxwell, Rebby, Wolfgang, like they all travel together when they do their shows. So there's no way that they're going to split them up, and
I
not this
see.
stage in their life. They come as a package, and they sign them as a package. They come as a package. That's kind of the way they are. They look out for each other. You're not going to really look out for each other if one of them is in LA while the other one is doing shows in, I don't know, Kentucky. Um,
Unless they're
or
making
wait,
money.
well, no, was Kentucky and Raw, or was it no? Kentucky was in
No, 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 no,
SmackDown. What
no,
were they?
no. Your ultimate hated states. Sage's ultimate hated states is Wisconsin. I think it was Green Bay where you
Yes,
ultimately hated that Raw crowd.
Green Bay. Yes, but no, Kentucky was actually a live crowd. Like they were actually SmackDown. I don't know. I can't remember. No, it was Nashville because it was Kane's stomping grounds. That's what it was.
No, Nashville
Nashville.
always turns up, don't they? Nashville because they have
No, no. Was it
Nashville is
Nashville? It was
no,
it
no, no,
was
no.
somewhere
It's
in
not Tennessee.
Tennessee.
It's not Nashville or Memphis because Jerry the King Lawler is there, so that's a Mark
Dude,
city.
no, they were in Memphis. They were either in Nashville or they were in Tennessee. I know that for a fact, but I don't know if they were in Nashville or if they weren't in Memphis. What's the other big? There's another big city in Nashville. I mean,
You
in
mean in Tennessee,
Tennessee.
Nashville and Memphis, and
There's one more.
you know what, man? You can't ask me about geography. You
I
know
can't
what?
remember, but whatever that crowd was that they were around on Monday in Tennessee, that was the worst crowd ever. I mean, they put Wisconsin to shame. Like, I, dude, I would
You
just,
ain't a fan,
I don't
huh?
know, man. It was terrible, man. Like, the only pop of the night that they actually gave was to Broken Matt Hardy for like 5 seconds, and
This
it
past
just
week?
felt like they didn't know what to do with it.
You're talking about this past week, this
Um,
past Monday, right?
yeah, this past Monday, it was just they were just garbage, man. They made the product feel. Granted, it wasn't a great match. I mean, a great card all the way through. You know, the ending was just fucking ferocious, man. Or horrendous. I should say. There's no such thing as ferocious, but
Yeah, there is. Now there
um,
is.
it was just it was horrendous. I felt embarrassed. Like two or three saves to the main event, a dead ass crowd. Um, I mean, what else? What else? The the sorority or Paige's group. Like I can't stand Paige right now, bro. I wish it would go back. Like
Yo, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How are you going to say
I'm
you can't
upset
stand
right now,
Paige?
bro. I know we haven't gotten into it, but I'm upset right now, man. Monday's got me heated, like straight up heated, man. Between the crowd and the booking and the crowd. I mean, the best thing on Monday was Elias Sampson.
Yeah, the best thing on
Tell me I'm
Monday was
wrong.
for sure Elias Sampson. Yeah, the ending of Raw this week was kind of. Let's get into that. Let's get in this week. The ending of Raw. I don't know if you remember, but the ending of Raw was actually before Finn Balor versus Kane versus Jason Jordan versus Braun Strowman versus Kane versus Braun Strowman or whatever that was versus Dana Brooke to lead me into the final 30 minutes of Raw. Like, I watched that, especially when you said that Elias was the highlight of Raw. Elias fought Roman Reigns, and I'm like, man, that was a good match. Close match. It's good to see Elias get some time. All right, what's next? Oh, Asuka? Oh, she's gonna beat the hell out of Dana Brooke. That's a no-brainer. Finn Balor versus Kane. Oh. No, it was Kane versus Jason Jordan first. I was like, oh, all right. I don't really not really vested in these guys, but maybe that's a hint that football is real good tonight. Maybe the football game's real good and it's close, so I need to go switch to football. Yeah, the ending of Raw was rough, was real rough, and I'll agree with you 100% on who the highlight of Raw was. Elias did good. I guess it was nice, sort of, to see Paige's group, aka the Absolution, I guess debut. This week on Raw was just not great. There wasn't anything that really, I don't know, advanced storylines. I guess Seth Rollins and Cesaro was a good match, which I'd expect out of those guys, but there wasn't anything that would progress anything by far. There was a lot of throwaway matches. You agree?
Um, there are definitely a lot of throwaway matches. The I can't get I can't get behind this invasion thing. It's falling completely flat for me. With the Absolution, I guess is what they call them. Um, I just I can't, man. Like Paige is just very cringy for me right now. Like I'm
But why?
back.
You're a Paige
I'm
fan.
back. I'm back. Dude, the only thing that is back about Paige whatsoever. She can't cut a decent promo whatsoever. Her ring work is very, very sloppy, which is really what I think the reason why she's not wrestling in the ring. I think that she's not in ring shape whatsoever, and they're just banking on her namesake to get
Wow.
pops from the crowds. Um, and I don't say this like I'm not. I, when she put Sasha Banks in the Page Turner or the Rampage, I'm sorry, not the Page Turner, but the Rampage, like it was completely sloppy. Like she could barely get her up. And my thing is, why are you setting Paige up to fail? Like I seriously feel that they're setting her up to fail
Because they're making a movie.
she's not ready.
And because she's so you think she just needs some more training or some more
She needs
just some more,
training. She needs to work out. She needs promos. Yo, the girls on SmackDown are running the same exact promo and are doing 10 times better than Absolution
yeah,
is.
but she's been out for a year.
They
What,
actually had a
year and a
match.
couple months? Paige has been
Yes,
out
but
out of the
why
game
send
for
her
over a year.
up when she's not ready? That's my
Well,
thing.
she could come in
Like,
and
why
hit a few moves. It wasn't really a match. I mean,
too young to be working the legend schedule? She working like Brock Lesnar, man.
I don't know. She just came back a week ago. What do you
Dude,
expect
she's
out of
been
her?
back in the performance center for almost 3 months now.
Okay, so it's about to get real, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get real here with the It's Real Wrestling podcast. So, Sage the Mark is saying there's the performance center, and I agree with you on that. There is the performance center. You should work out. You should rehab. Maybe they shouldn't debut you until you're ready to go in the ring. I agree with that. But you should be able to go. And Sage Mark is saying, you know what? There's a lot of reasons you should be able to go. So this Sunday, I'm not sure if it's 12 o'clock Central. I'm not sure if it's 3:30 Central. There's a wide receiver in the NFL who hasn't played in years. I'm a fan of his. He's coming off of I think, 2-year suspension. And he plays for the Cleveland Browns. Josh Gordon is coming back this weekend. Sage the Mark, for those of y'all that don't know, is all about the dog pound. He's a Cleveland Browns fan. So tell me, Sage, about this, because you're a Cleveland Browns fan. You're telling me Paige needs more time on the sideline. She's not ready. I don't want to see it. You son of a bitch. Josh Gordon's coming back. Do you want to see that this weekend? Because if you want to see that, wouldn't you want to see Paige? So it's similar because it's obviously different sports, all that good stuff. But let's backtrack months ago where I was saying Paige needs to be fired for stuff that unfortunately got leaked. And Sage defended her. I could have told you before we even started the podcast, Josh Gordon, hey, man, you had your chances. You should be fired. And Sage would have said, hey, look, you got to look at the good side. Sage has got a great heart. You got to look at the good side of somebody who needs another chance. Paige debuted last week. She hasn't had a full match on her own. Josh Gordon's coming back. So how many chances? Help me understand where you're going with this, that Paige is – you're saying Paige is not working out, but I know you want to see Josh Gordon this weekend because I do too.
First off, I didn't say she wasn't working out. What I said was that she is not ring ready. And you can tell by the way that her performance is. As far as Josh Gordon goes, I got one song for Josh Gordon, and y'all can quote me on this. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Hit him with a high note. Hit him with a high note, didn't you?
That's right. Josh Gordon, I give you, sir, the Nano, my brother. What a tie. You don't belong on the Cleveland Browns roster, man. You know what? I'd rather have Cap.
Wow.
And he ain't even a wide receiver.
Wow. Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm pulling for him, man. Hopefully he stays sober, does all that stuff. So are you basically saying, and we don't even have to say this is about Paige, but it's about anybody else, to go in the ring week 1, to go at it back to your normal, you shouldn't have the comeback.
No, like I commend her for wanting to come back, and whether it was contractual or not. I'm all for it, but I take it for any profession, not just wrestling. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. It really doesn't. It's about you doing your job. If I hire you on day 1 to do a job, I don't expect you in the workplace to be ready to go by day 1. There's usually a training period. And during that training period, there's usually like an OJT, on the job training. And then when I think that you're at the point where you're ready to go, I'm just going to release you out, let you sink or swim. I think they're letting her sink or swim too early, and that's my issue. I don't want to see anyone fail. I don't want you to set her up for failure or not. I think that they put her there to rush her when there were more capable women. I mean, let's be real. Like you said, let's be real. The only reason why they're calling up these 6 women is so that they can stack the card up for the Royal Rumble, because they're going to have not confirmed, but it
looks like it. Yeah, it really
looks like it. Yeah, it really looks like they're stacking the card up for a first women's Royal Rumble and hopefully a future Royal Rumble to go. And I'm thinking they're going to have like 15-ish, 10 to 15-ish combatants in the actual Royal Rumble itself. And that's all that is. And then once And once that's done, then some of these women are going to go back to NXT. And if you notice something on SmackDown, the one of the announcers said, "Let me introduce the newest women to the SmackDown roster," and they named all three of them as mainstays for the roster. Whereas on Raw, you haven't heard any of that verbiage for any of the three women whatsoever. So that kind of leads me to believe that Mandy and
Sonya
Sonya
Deville.
are actually going to go back to NXT once the Royal Rumble is over.
The Absolution's kind of a stupid name, ain't it?
It is, but when you say the Riot Squad and the Absolution, there's just something about that title that I like, man. It just reminds me of an '80s band that should have been.
It does, like a good solid 80s punk band or something like that, 70s punk band. Riot Squad and the Absolution. Between the two names, I obviously like the Riot Squad. So I'm a bad wrestling fan. This week got way behind me. I didn't watch SmackDown this week. Is Ruby Riot the kind of leader of that crew?
She definitely is, and she's the all around. She's probably the better of the six wrestlers that are been introduced into this invasion angle. She's probably the strongest one out of the six. She's got great mic skills, and her in ring agility is simply amazing. I am, and I will just be frank about it. I am definitely a Sarah Logan fan. Um, she's got like she's got it, man. She's like the second coming of Asuka, and
Really?
she even like her rest. Like you've seen her in the Mae Young Classic. Like she can really go. Like she can go. I think the only thing that she's missing is just the promo stuff. But once she has that down pat, like that's a gem right there, man. So I was really excited to see her go. Liv Morgan, I'm not too big of a fan of her. I feel like she's just a carbon copy of Carmella, but
Carmella? Yeah, I thought the same thing.
actually, I mean, she can actually wrestle. But I mean, I love Carmella, but I Liv can wrestle, so that's that. But I actually love the Riot Squad more than I like the Absolution. I just one is eye candy, which fits and suits Raw, while the other one is about talent and skill, which suits SmackDown. So I really wish Iconic would have came up. Um, kind of bummed, and I think a lot of people are bummed that they didn't get the call up. But there's still
It's
time.
plenty of time, yeah, for all these NXT call ups. So I didn't watch SmackDown this week. The time got away from me. I still have it recorded, so I'll watch it this weekend. Did I miss anything major? It definitely didn't seem like it because this weekend, I caught some of the clips on YouTube, but it seemed like this week in wrestling was just a walk in the park. Like if you didn't watch out of the show, apparently you didn't miss anything.
So there's a couple of notables, man, and you didn't really have to watch SmackDown to talk about it. One thing that we failed to mention is during our 2 week hiatus, we had a tag team that debuted, and this tag team has a great theme music. I love their entrance, and they're just no nonsense when it comes in the ring, and that's the Butcher Brothers. No,
Ugh,
damn, I forgot the name of it, man. The
the Bludgeon Brothers.
Bludgeon
Yeah,
Brothers. Yeah, man. I'm loving me some Bludgeon Brothers, man. I first and foremost, it's always great to have Luke Harper back.
I
He's one of the
agree. I
most
agree there.
talented guys to ever set foot into the ring. Absolutely amazing. I love their gear attire. Their gear attire is amazing. Eric Rowan actually looks pretty decent, pretty good. I love the whole slapping slapping Rowan in the face and then doing the Irish whip to the corner. Gotta work on that finishing move, man, because that crucifix that they do is
Yeah,
not.
the kind of double razor's edge looking thing.
Yeah, I'm not too much of a fan of it. Just like you ain't too much of a fan of that cat slinging its thing right in your face.
Yeah, no kidding. These cats trying to go to sleep. It just wasn't a. I'm just not. I'm a fan of seeing him back, but I hope it doesn't end up for nothing. Kind of like the Fashion Police are now just kind of a 2-minute comedy segment. I just
Yeah. Did you watch? And you didn't see this week's, man. This week's was actually pretty good,
Oh no,
bro.
I saw it. I saw it. That's the
Oh,
only
you
thing I
did?
watched from SmackDown because it was Saul related.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome, man. I definitely enjoyed that, and Biggie and his antics just knows no ends. And dude, when he's pulling out pancakes out of his trousers, bro.
Yeah. Damn you, Biggie.
Yo, he showered that kid with pancakes when he came down the ring. He thought he was getting bootios and got slapped in the face with some 3-inch pancakes, man.
Yeah, that was great.
Absolutely love it, man. And aside from that, it looks like we're starting to see the beginnings of a storyline between Daniel Bryan and Shane
Shane McMahon.
McMahon.
Yeah, the Civil War is going to
Yeah,
happen.
a little civil war. So SmackDown's just doing all the right things, man, and I'm absolutely loving it. One question I have for you though, Goose, is champions in about 2 weeks, I believe. Now, do you know when the next Raw pay-per-view is?
They've got to have something now before the Royal Rumble, but I don't know the name of it.
That they don't.
They don't? Is that confirmed?
That is confirmed. The next pay-per-view after Night of Champions is going to be the Royal Rumble. And then
Wow.
afterwards in February, the Raw will
Elimination
have their
Chamber.
pay-per-view, Nation Chamber or Roadblock, or one of those two. So going forward,
Wow.
the pay-per-view schedules have been completely decimated from what it was last year. And I know that that's kind of one of the complaints that many people has, that there had too many pay-per-views, which, I kind of countered it with saying that, hey, not really, because the pay-per-views were more brand specific. But so the way that it's shaping up is that there's going to be one pay-per-view a month, approximately one pay-per-view a month. We'll still have the big fours, but we're gonna have a longer gap between pay-per-views
Oh
for
wow.
each
Is that
brand.
that's what
So
they're doing from now on?
yeah, that's what they're doing for now on. At least for the first 6 months, that's what they're going to be doing. I think they're just kind of doing testing and seeing. It's more for expense reduction than anything else. Seeing that, I think that there have been some reports that attendance hasn't been quite what they thought it would be. So this kind of
All right,
helps
makes
them
sense.
bring it down. So we'll see that, but I'm a little worried on how exactly they're going to do the storylines going forward. So there's that. And then we're also going to be getting 2 Money in the Bank matches.
Two
If
different
I'm
ones. One for Raw, one's
2 different ones, one for Raw and one for SmackDown.
all right. Two Money in the Bank pay-per-views or
No, from what I understand it to be, is it's going to be in the Bank pay-per-view, but you will have 2 Money in the Bank matches between,
okay.
which is kind of weird because now that they've introduced the women's Money in the Bank match,
Yeah, it'll just take up
like,
that extra
are we
bit of
gonna have 4 total matches, or are we gonna have 3 matches, two for the men and one big one for the women on both brands?
good question. Now we'll for sure find out because I'm not sure either.
Yeah, so it's just something to keep an eye on going forward. So just wanted to kind of make sure that you was aware, son.
Yeah. So what else? What else should we get to this week? Outside of hopefully keeping net neutrality, what else is out there that we should get to?
Um, so uh, one thing that, well, you know what? Before we get into anything else, um, so I've always thought that the chair shots, that the chairs are pretty light when they do chair shots.
No, not at all.
So your boy uh, got, I don't know if you can see that, but your boy
Oh, you got
got
a chair.
the chair from War Games, and I had to lug two of these things because it's for one from my daughter and one for me, and we got it with our ticket. Um, this thing weighs like almost 7 or 8 pounds, man.
Yeah,
Like this thing
those chair
is
shots are legit.
flipping heavy. Yeah, so like if they're giving chair shots with these things, man, Jesus Christ, like I feel terrible, man. My heart's already racing, and I only had this thing up for like 3-4 minutes. But aside from that, I was thinking, man, I've got two. I don't need two, just need one. I was thinking about maybe us doing a giveaway for one of these things, but we need something in return.
Yeah,
What do you think about that, Goose?
yeah, I'm all for it. What do you think we need in return? Follows and comments, downloads.
I mean, we definitely need up the upmanship of our. You know what I mean? We need our community to get the word out, because if we're gonna be able to get t-shirts out to the masses, I mean, we've got tons of designs, but we can't get these designs out until we get the followers, unfortunately, because that's kind of the way the game goes. So I say if we can get I'm gonna put a tweet out, and if we can get 300 retweets
300's fair.
retweets or if we can get 150 subscribers more from the podcast between now and we say the 20th of the month,
Yeah, yeah, because then we get ahead of the Christmas time. Yeah,
thing out by Christmas. How do you like that? Does that sound fair?
yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, so 300 retweets or 150 more subscribers between now and December 20th. And your boy Sage the Mark is going to give away his exclusive War Games chair from the event.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely free. No purchase necessary, but participation is required.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Sounds good. So and for those who are subscribing, we need to know a way that we know that you subscribed, right? So either on Instagram or on Twitter, take a picture of you subscribing and hit the hashtag IRWP, and you'll be entered in.
Easy. Easy come, easy go. Or just take a picture of your hands with you handwriting something IRWP that way, and then subscribe as well, so we know for sure that you've.
We need to know that you subscribe. We need that screenshot of you subscribing, or pressing the button that says that you subscribe with that hashtag IRWP, and you'll be entered
Yes.
into the drawing for a War Games official War Games chair.
Yes, let's do it. So I didn't have anything else I wanted to cover this week. We're just about at our time. This week in wrestling hasn't been the most exciting, but hey, we had an all right week. We got to see Sage DeMark, second row at War Games, the event that he's been planning for 2 years straight. hit me up, Ben_Goosen or Ben Space Goosen on Xbox. Hit me up anytime. Love to hear from you. Like I said, I watch all the WWE pay-per-views live, sometimes on delay, depending on what I got going on that day. I watch an hour or two late, but I do watch them all live. Ben Space Goosen on Xbox. Yo, Sage, where can they find you?
You know, you can find your boy at Sage the Mark on Twitter. Did you already give at Real WrestleCast?
No, not yet. Go ahead.
There we go. At Real WrestleCast. That's our Twitter handle there. If you're on Instagram,
main thing.
To those on Instagram, we're getting a lot of love on Instagram. Love you guys there. Just find us. It's Real Wrestling Podcast, all one word, and we're there. Or if you want to just make it easy, just hit hashtag IRWP or search for hashtag IRWP on any of those platforms, and you'll find us easily because we post in every day.
Yes, sir. Just that
What's
simple.
up?
So, wrapping up the show this week, everybody, thank you so much for joining us and coming back to us this weekend. We, as you know, we always appreciate it. Had a great week. We had our boy Ben Goosen back, Sage Mark back. A lot of stuff going on in the world. Like we always tell you guys, just take it easy. Take it easy. Sign your pity on the right kind. Like I said, I'm your boy Ben Goosen. That's your boy Sage Mark. Sage, you want to close this out?
Yeah, no, I'll do that. Peace, love. Y'all know the drill.
All right. Y'all know the drill. Oh, y'all keep it real. Y'all take it easy. Hey, what up, everybody? It's your boy Ben Goosen. Thank you for listening to this week's show. It was a good show. It's been a little 2-week hiatus because of the holidays, but we appreciate you guys tuning in. The thoughts and expressions are that of the host, not the IRWP. Go ahead and visit IRWP.us and at Real WrestleCast on Twitter. Give us some love. We love you guys. And at the end of the day, always remember, keep it real.